Welcome back to my tiny...
I'm doing that. I feel like I'm doing them like sign language at the side.
Welcome back to my tiny little corner of YouTube. Here he is, the man of the moment, the fan favourite.
Welcome!
Chrissy Pagan, don't set fire to your armpit or anything, will you?
It feels really weird.
We're sat in the bath. Right, okay. Thought we'd come on, have a little chit chat about our beautiful little home.
Yeah.
Chris has been decorating the bathroom, hence why we're sat in the bathroom.
Not like you can see it all, but...
No, but I'll insert some clips.
Ah, okay. Fine.
Because I learned how to do that.
Good now, clever.
But yeah, no, I thought it'd be nice for us to come and have a little chit chat about our home because, well, yeah, we've been busy, haven't we, this weekend? It was bank holiday weekend.
Yep.
The royal we.
And the royal we, yeah.
As in Chris decorating.
Just a little bit to the left, just a little bit to the right.
You missed a bit.
You missed a bit here. Okay.
I did the glossing.
You're good at that though. You're very good at glossing.
I do quite like glossing.
Yeah.
It
and
was
directing.
this big.
Directing. There's a bit of skirting board this big and a door frame.
It's my handiwork.
It's very good glossing. You did well.
We was ready for well, we're
Another
ready.
coat.
Yeah, actually, I forgot us doing that. Yeah, I need to do that, don't I?
You've done 50% of the glossing. Okay.
Well, look, every percent counts.
Of course it does. You've done a good job.
So, are you turned on?
What?
Is your mic turned on? Okay, back to it. So, we have renovated our home, haven't we? But it was a good few years ago now.
How long ago was it?
It was 7 years ago.
Feels like yesterday.
Yeah, 7 years. It does actually, to be fair. It doesn't feel like 7 years ago.
I don't think we could afford to do it now.
We definitely could not afford to do it now.
Not at the prices we did ours at.
Yeah, I think so. But to be honest though, even when we did it, we knew we did it on a really healthy budget. Or is it an unhealthy budget? Basically, we had no money. Whatever that means.
Everybody else said to us it would cost you about 110,000 without a kitchen, without a bathroom.
A builder came and priced us 110,000 without a bathroom, a kitchen, log burner, shutter doors, etc. And we did it for
75,000. Yeah.
But
up yours, builder.
and we got a kitchen, a bathroom, a log burner, and a garage door.
Yeah. We're not 7 years in without them things. We definitely have got them. Yeah.
However, I do feel like I was talking to somebody about this the other day actually, and I think we was very good at moving quickly. We did our renovation really quickly.
How long did it take us?
It took us from start to finish 12 weeks. But from ground to being watertight was 6 weeks. Just that first 6 weeks we had quite kind of a slow team doing the groundwork.
There was a lot.
So I feel like what we did at that time, which we did a great job, and we made decisions quickly, but we made decisions on the fact that we had very little money to spend on interior. And we were just making decisions to kind of get us through. Like now, I feel like we really need to start making it like.
I think there's like lots of parts to this story that you've kind of missed out. Like it was like October, so it was freezing. We had Oliver who was
18 months old.
18 months old. We was.
Oh, actually, he was a bit older, maybe like 2 years.
Knocking out the whole of the corner of the house and propping it up with props. While we did a load of work, we had to rebuild every day the cladding and stuff that we had on the house.
Yeah, Yes, so we still lived in it. So we had every single room in the house was getting renovated other than the bedroom. Because even the living room, which we were kind of livable, we ended up knocking into to put that steel in. Do you remember?
Yes.
So there was no room untouched other than our bedroom.
And there was other parts of the story that you're kind of missing out.
This is why Chris is here, to fill in the blanks.
So the extension on the back of the house is what? 9.5, 10 metres?
Yes.
10 metres across the back?
9 metres across the back.
9 metres across the back. And when the builders came, they said, you're going to have two goalposts, basically. So the whole steel across the back of the house needed to be supported, which meant we would have had to have a pillar sat on one of the islands or through the island onto the floor, wasn't it?
Yes.
And Sarah didn't want a pillar. So we had to extend.
You didn't want a pillar either.
No, I must admit, if we'd have done it now and we had a pillar now,
nobody wants a pillar.
It'd have been brilliant for wrapping around a bit of, what are them things at Christmas?
Twinkle lights.
Twinkle lights or something like that. But apart from that, it would have just been a pain in the ass.
I didn't even. So basically, we live in a semi, and we did a 2-story wraparound extension. So that's what we did. So we get an extra bedroom and an ensuite, a downstairs toilet, and then we've opened up the kitchen.
Yeah.
I didn't want that post in the middle or like a column or anything in the middle. In fact, it was like a deal breaker. I was like, I'm not doing the extension if we have to have that.
Yeah.
And we did it.
We did do it. And I remember the guy, when he brought the steels, were that big. When he dropped them off, he was like, what are you building behind there? Like, these steels are humongous.
And I will always remember that day they dropped the steel off, because we project managed it the whole thing ourselves.
You project managed it.
Well, yes. Chris was working full time and I was at home with Oliver, but my dad is a builder, so I've been in the building industry, and Dad was in Spain, so he would FaceTime us and tell us what to do. So I was coordinating everything, boots on the ground, but Dad would FaceTime us on a night time and be like, right, tomorrow you need to do this or they need to do that. So like, it was a team effort.
It was a good team. It was a good team effort.
It was a really good team effort.
I think from everything, even from our builders who we knew and trusted.
Yeah, weren't builders. They came as the brickies who were only here. They actually only worked 5 days on site, and we said to them one Saturday morning, any chance of you helping us get the steel in the back? And when it dropped off in the morning, I did shit myself a bit. I thought, fucking hell, are we holding up the Minster? It was ridiculous. It was massively over-engineered, but
no, it wasn't. It was engineered that way because we didn't want the pillar.
Yeah, but I mean, he's holding up the Minster. Like, she was this big, like...
And the rest. Into the brickwork.
Yeah.
In the bedrooms above
Which
to
is
get
why
it in.
every room was then actually...
Yeah, it was...
messed up.
It was fun. It was actually really fun. I do miss it, although I probably lost about a stone.
Yeah, because you was getting up early to go to work, then coming home early so that you could work, do the things that you could do.
If you'd have had your way, you'd have ripped everything out.
Yeah, but do you remember we had our old dishwasher right up until we got the new kitchen and we swapped it out for the new dishwasher?
Yeah.
That was like one of the best things we did.
I think keeping, like, I know a lot of people, if you wasn't living in the house, you could have just gutted it, knocked all the back out, done everything, left everything in a mess. But we had to live with a plastic sheet over the living room wall because the house was freezing.
You're missing something as well out of the story.
Oh, okay, what am I missing?
Giving it all, I'm missing something out of the story. We had 2 dogs as well.
Oh, yeah.
We still got the 2 dogs, but yeah, so there was nowhere for them to go out or anything. Like, they were just in a crate, or we had to get them out.
Getting to the point of...
Oh, we have a point.
Starting the extension.
I thought we were just chatting.
We did everything ourselves. So we knocked down the garage. We ripped it all out. We got rid of all the rubble. We did all of these things, and then...
It's like the weirdest spot.
Yeah, no, I said that.
Why?
It was fun. It was fun. It was fun. I think the beauty of what we did, I know where everything is in this house. Like, I know where every pipe is. I know where every electric cable is. I know where everything is run. If we ever have a problem, which we've had a couple of problems, haven't we?
So we know our house really well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think we know the house better than...
Is there anything you would do differently?
I would have preferred to have done the build in summer, definitely. But our builders, they had a gap literally had a gap, didn't they, where they said we can do it, but we have to do it.
You'd rather have waited?
Not waited. I would have preferred it if we
started earlier.
just started earlier, yeah, but we couldn't because
No, have planning or funds. In fact, we didn't have anything when we first started thinking about it. We just started with the right. Okay, let's manifest this. Went and got planning.
But process from
And then it just kind of-
from everything from start to finish.
Oh, it was less than a year because we put planning in the January, and I had. Once we started the build, my goal was I'm having a Christmas tree in this extension.
Yeah.
And we did get the Christmas tree.
And we had the Christmas
We had
tree.
no skirting boards, but the Christmas tree was up. You put the skirting boards up in the January.
Did we?
Yeah. And even the flooring, Chris laminated the flooring right throughout, but then a few years ago we have replaced it with a Cardine flooring.
Yeah.
So we have chipped away at things now. So there were certain things that we were kind of okay, we're just gonna have to do.
Get back.
And with the paint, we painted everywhere just white because I think we had a lot of decision fatigue. You kind of you get to the point you're like, Jesus, I'm deciding on what type of skirting boards I want or what taps I want. I the thought of design ideas
And they're the bits,
came over time.
yeah, and they're the bits that cost. They're the additional costs that I don't think you don't really take into account.
I actually think when people overspend, it's on them things and
yeah,
not
yeah.
actually the build, because you can price up the job quite easily with some contingency for any added thing. I don't think we had anything crop up that cost us more.
I think. No, I don't
I can't think
so.
it was
I think
just,
we
it was
what
like I said, the log burner and the roller shutter garage door was never in the plan. It's just as time went on, we wanted them as a design thing.
No, but they
But
were
they
things.
weren't in our original budget. So actually, when people always say you go over budget, we was probably by far under budget. But we had no more money, so.
Compared to the builder's budget, we were way under.
Yeah. In fact, I think we were probably 50% under because once you'd got everything in.
Yeah.
But we did pull in favours and things like that, and like I said, did things ourselves. So I think.
And we were quite
our
lucky.
budget was good.
We were quite lucky that there was a lot of stuff that we could do. That I could do as well, wasn't it? And I mean, we did everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yours very handy though. Or you'll give it a go, or you're not shy of getting on the tools.
No, I think obviously with anything, there was many nights I was laid in bed thinking.
You was frightened. I slept like a baby.
Yeah,
I was
but
manifesting my goal.
the house.
I was going to bed thinking about the extension, how it would look.
Yeah, but the house was literally on
shit.
props, and I was like,
I don't give a shit.
I was like, what was that noise? What was that?
I don't know,
This is
something like
creaking. That's moving. Oh God, yeah, it was frightening.
That's just how it is, isn't it?
But it was good. It was fun. It was fun.
Would you do it again? Would you like to do it again?
Yeah.
Shall we do it again?
No.
Not yet.
No.
We have a big attachment to this house, though, don't we? That's that problem.
Yeah, massive. But there's been a lot gone on in this house because obviously you had Oliver here. Mm-hmm. We've had the dogs have had pups here. Mm-hmm. We've built this ourselves.
But Chris originally lived here
yeah.
before me. He rented it off his auntie. So, and your mum used to live here, and she used to run a business from here. So there's my mum and dad for 6 weeks lived here with us. So there's it holds a lot memories, I guess.
Yeah, I think
and it means a lot, doesn't it? I'm saying we, but I'm attached to this house.
And I think the other thing is if we were to.
I love this house.
Yeah, I know you do.
Sorry.
I know you do. Yeah, if we go back to many years ago, you'd said
I didn't want this house.
I would never ever live here.
Yeah, the location was not quite right for me.
No.
And I wish we had a bigger garden. If we had a bigger garden, I don't even worry about the location anymore because the location actually isn't bad.
I think our garden is adequate for what we've got. And we don't forget, we built an extension into the garden as well. So we lost garden when we did it. But I think the use of space, what we've got now, because obviously that's seating, pergola.
No, that only came 18 months, 2 years after.
Yeah, but we haven't done.
But the garden is just, it would be nice if we had a bit of a bigger garden, especially as Oliver gets older, to have friends come and play out in the garden or have a trampoline or kick football.
Yeah,
There's
there
no
isn't.
space for that.
No, we can't do that.
And that's the only thing about this house. But because other than that, I love this house.
Yeah, built for us. It's built how we live. It's built in the way that we do live our life, isn't it? Comfy room.
In our house, I would say we use
Yeah.
Like we use all the spaces to like we have a 4th bedroom and we change that into a dressing room.
Yeah. The garage is...
The garage is like a fully working gym utility.
Yeah.
Games room with your dartboard.
Yeah, it's a bit of everything, isn't it?
So
That's
it's like,
my space, what nobody could have.
I do think we do use all our areas. Like when it's time to, if like something's happened and we've changed, like the students' room, like now we've changed that into their room. Like I think we're quite like, okay, this is what our family needs and we'll adapt.
But our house is very... I mean, I don't know, you've probably showed pictures and stuff like that, but our house is very... There's no ornaments, there's no clutter, there's nothing. And I think that's the way we both...
I think we both get a lot of peace from being in like minimalistic spaces.
Yeah. I think the clutter and stuff, I don't know, I was brought up in a house that had like lots of ornaments and bits and knickknacks. You call them knickknacks?
Okay.
Yeah, my mum had a lot of...
I didn't know this.
I'd call it shit, but...
Tat
Yeah.
shelf.
Yeah, ornaments and... yeah.
So is that why you like
hate it.
it quite like peaceful?
Yeah, I hate it. I hate like having like stuff dotted about because my house is very
Who
much
do you
like
think's more minimalistic, me or you?
that. I don't know.
Who hoards the most?
Oh, me, definitely.
I was totally walking him into that.
Definitely. I like to keep little bits.
When I say hoard, he likes his loft and his garage.
It's not as bad as it was. The house is still up. My shed.
It's not horrific. Your shed in your loft isn't horrific, but you do have a full double-side mattress in the loft that you've bent in half.
The only reason
reason
it's in the loft is I don't think I can get it back down.
But why did you put it up there?
I don't know. I just thought it might come in handy one day. It's like the paint that I've got in my shed, which is like 50 years old. It might come in handy at some point, might it?
You're going to try and get yourself out of that.
No, I'm not. There's no point. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting that mattress down.
No, but I don't think either of us are very sentimental.
No, not at all. Shit, that's got no sentiment at all. Stuff, nothing. The only thing that I think is sentimental in this house is the bucket that I have outside. The turtle wax bucket, which I just can't throw away.
Is that your most sentimental?
Yeah, I think so.
You're going to have to tell the people why you hoard it.
So, when Sarah had Oliver in the house,
Talking about my home birth.
they asked if they had a bucket. What was the bucket for?
I sat on it.
But for a wee or what?
Well, you don't want to know what it's for.
Okay, so you just had a bucket.
Anything that needs to come out.
But it was a good bucket. It was a good car washing turtle wax bucket, right? It was the creme de la creme of buckets. None of this gorilla.
Give birth to your child on any old bucket.
It had to be a turtle wax, not a gorilla bucket because that'd have just collapsed.
Yeah.
But there was
no cheap little thing.
no, it's a good. It's still standing now, and it's 8 years old, probably longer.
Yeah, it's
I
not,
probably
you know,
had it a long.
Had it ages.
I probably had it 8 years before you got it, and then. Luckily, Oliver wasn't born in the bucket.
Only because Chris told me at one point that you've got to get off the bucket because you're not having our child
in a turtle wax bucket. But the turtle wax bucket is still in the garden, and I just, for some reason, I don't know, it just...
Well, I mean, a bucket's a bucket, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't use it.
You never know when it's going to come in.
Don't use it, and just keep it. What did Chris want to buy that Sarah said no to?
So there was things to be fair, what with the house renovations?
Yes.
So I guess, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, maybe you can, but I feel like you are definitely the type of person that would make it more personalise the house more, which I'd be like, very developer's mindset, like, can we make money from it? Is it going to add value? And I don't want to change that, and I do want to personalise that.
But I think at that point when we was doing the renovation and stuff, when we were doing the extension, it was a case of potentially to sell on. It wasn't for us to live in forever.
Yeah, I don't think we were doing it to sell, but yeah, I also don't think we were doing it to think we would stay here forever.
Yeah.
Unlike, do you think we will stay here forever?
I don't know. We've got a lot of attachment. It'd be difficult to let go of it, definitely.
It would be. I mean, in terms of the space and stuff, we don't need anything more. Like I said, it's only, for me, it's just the garden.
No, and I think your mum has always said to us not sell this one because they made that mistake of moving on, getting bigger, bigger, and she said
And then you
like
end
the
up coming
only
back
house
down.
that she ever
Was a semi-similar to this.
that she loved and would have wished she'd have stayed in was a semi-similar to ours, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
and you know, you can go bigger, you can go better.
Like buy a new build, I don't think that would be right.
No.
We would want to put our own take on it. And I think as well, like I love these 1970s houses because
Well, everything
you can
about
knock
them.
them about, they're solid,
Solid,
the
yeah,
rooms are quite
definitely.
big, there's lots of lights. The other thing I wanted to chat about in our home is what about like our Feng Shui practices? What are you laughing at?
Nothing, darling, nothing.
I haven't even finished my sentence.
No, but carry on.
What about our energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell them. You tell everybody about this Feng Shui energy stuff. Go on.
You don't want to talk about it? Oh.
I can't remember. I remember being stood in the garden going, just bury this here, move that there. We need to put this facing that way. There's a mirror outside at the toilet. There's a mirror in the frigging garden.
So I read a book.
This is how it normally starts.
And it was all about Feng Shui practices and how basically in Feng Shui you put your home into 9 different compartments.
That's right.
And when it's not rectangle, you mean you're missing areas. So we have a little section missing, which was I think it was like our fertility corner. I think that's what they call it, but it doesn't have to mean like babies. It's just life and generated anything. So if you wanted to start a new business or just anything that you want to give life to, we was missing that. So the idea is you put mirrors outwards to project the energy, so to fill that void, or you bury crystals.
Which we did both.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Actually, on reflection, I feel like things have been kind of looking up since we've done that.
We also have a red door.
We do have a red door. We do.
Also have a
This is
red
good Feng
door
Shui.
because that's good Feng Shui. As much to my disgust, because obviously I'm an Everton fan, so anything red generally
But it's
doesn't
not a
make it
Liverpool
into me.
red. It's a deep.
Oh no, it's like a postbox red.
It's a tinge bit darker.
It's red. It
Definitely
is red. Yeah.
Definitely red.
And
Do you like the red?
the thought of it, no, but the actual, it's nice. I think we did a good job when we put that in.
I think so too.
I think so. Yeah.
Because I think like everybody's
You
going to
don't see many red
the
doors.
grey
though,
or whatever, and yeah, we did go red for Feng Shui. I forgot we did that.
yeah, and but we had to go with the grey
Yeah, we went with like
anthracite frame.
anthracite to kind of
because it was same as the
keep modern.
garage.
But I really wanted something because red is good, brings in all the good energy.
Yeah.
We wanted the good energy.
Yeah.
So there's a few other things as well that I'm desperate to change. We have a mirror as you walk in that reflects straight back out the front door, which means any good energy coming in, it can bounce straight back out. So I really want to change that. So we do have plans to do that, don't we?
We do. The only thing is with that is when we took it down just to see what it looks like, it was dark, wasn't it?
It was
It's
quite
amazing
dark,
how
actually,
much
so
light comes back
True.
in and reflects back out
But
from
we can
that.
get some artificial lighting down there.
Yeah.
We just need to plan that, don't we?
Yeah.
So who do you think has the final say? Red door. Does
Do
that
I-
answer your
do I-
question?
Is that a question? I like to just go along with. I think we're a good team. We're a good team with stuff like that, I think. Because I can kind of say, well, I'd rather do this, and then you have a little think about it. So there's a lot of stuff in the house that, yes, okay, we probably went a little bit with my kind of, I wanted to have. So I wanted to have a good cooker.
We do have a good cooker.
We have
a really
brilliant
good range.
We have a really good range, which is fantastic. And I wanted the log burner. And we didn't want to go for the cheaper of the options, did we? And we went
No.
all out.
And to be fair, they were probably your decisions. You're right, yeah.
Yeah, but apart from that, everything else,
Do you
I
think?
had no saying. Well, what else did I ever say in? The goalposts in the kitchen, the
You
steel.
didn't want them.
I didn't want them, but if it made my life easier, I'd have had them. If I'd have known how much fucking hassle it would have been.
Yeah, but I was right.
You was right, yeah.
Thank
yeah,
you.
it does open it all up massively. No.
No, I think I like to
think I had any more
plant.
say.
I plant a seed, and then I let it grow, and then I allow you to say, "Let's do that." Well, really, so it's been my idea.
That's probably true.
It's very true.
It's probably true. And then I go away and think about it and go, actually, she's quite right. But there has
You
been times.
always have a lag. I have to just let you catch
But
up.
there has been times when I've sort of said something and we have gone, oh, okay, let's see. I'm not that sure, but do it. And then we've done it and we've gone.
Do you remember when I did the Encanto writing the love letter?
To the house.
Yeah.
You burn
remember
it?
that? Yeah.
Every time you say Encanto, I think of that like film, the Disney film.
That's what I mean.
You wrote a letter to Encanto?
Well, you know, like you talk to your house, the end of the house's energy.
Oh, right,
It's
okay.
good. I love that film.
Yeah.
How
Huge.
important is it to have a nice home, and how important is just our home to you?
I think it's very important. I think for us, this is our safe place, isn't it? This is where we relax. I think even when we go away, and I know everybody goes, oh yeah, well, you like to be at home because you've got everything and you can do everything. But I think for us, it's a bit more than just a home, innit?
And I think like our home, I think, does have like nice energy, and it has a really nice flow. It is a nice space.
And it's
like,
easy.
for us.
You always say it's so
clean.
easy to clean, to do anything in. You don't have to, you know what I mean?
We intentionally kept it minimalistic, which means it's really simple to look after. So you're not moving everything. I've chatted about this before, but you're not like moving, everything. Like there's nothing in the bathroom, so you don't have to move all the soap to clear the bathroom. You just
which is really
weird
because we're both like this. Like a lot of this was what I mean when, like, in my home where I was brought up, like all of your shampoos, conditioners, and all that type of stuff was all on the bath side, and your deodorants and toothbrushes in like little pots and stuff. I mean, that's maybe more 80s style, but it was like, we haven't got any of that. There's nothing.
No.
There's nothing. We have one towel, one...
But even like our coffee machine, we lift out to make a coffee and then we put back in.
Everything in the kitchen
Or
is
like
kind
our
of put out and
cooking
put away, isn't it? Like,
But
nothing actually lives on the tops.
No, I mean my house, like we did have like things on, like toothbrushes and stuff on the side, but my mum kept a very tidy home. She likes a very clean, tidy, and it's my mum. I think I get it from my mum where she likes to keep her space. It makes her feel good when her space is cleared. If it's cluttered, it clutters her brain.
Yeah,
she can't rest.
you can't
and I
rest.
do think I get that from
No,
my
I
mum.
think
Definitely not
I
my dad.
probably get that as well. No, not
from
from
my
your dad. I don't think I get it from your mum. I was laughing when you said I don't get it from my dad. He's like whirlwind.
But he likes a tidy space. He likes it. But yeah, my mum and my dad are both very house proud. So
Yeah.
and I've always been brought up in like our home and our environment is very important to make us feel good, isn't it?
I think so.
And we love doing like even just decorating over the weekend, like a lick of paint or whatever. Like literally makes me feel good. Like it's just a reset. It does fill my cup. You even said that actually, didn't you, over the weekend? You said you felt quite well rested, even though you'd been busy.
Yes, which was strange, wasn't it?
Just because you're achieving something.
Yeah, and I think if you're doing stuff for yourself, it's for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't feel like it's a chore because you're doing it. It's for us.
Yeah.
So it's much better. So
If there's one thing you could change about our home, what would you do?
I think I'd have done something with the. I think we should have done the front. I think there's still time to do that. I think we should render the front of the house because it's very 70s our house.
Yeah, it's not very 70s, but it still has some of the original features. So it would be nice to modernise the front so we have a bit more curb appeal. I agree.
And then I would have liked to have had like more of like a porch thing, like what are they called? It's a porch.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have had a porch and just a porch and render the front, change the windows.
Yeah.
Done, I'm happy.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what would be my...
I think they're the only things I think is left to do, and I think we're happy. We live in a cul-de-sac and there's not many houses in the cul-de-sac.
No.
So when I first moved into the house, I was probably the youngest down the street by probably about 25 years, I think.
Yeah, maybe more.
Maybe even more. So it was lots of little old people lived in the houses, and unfortunately over time they've kind of passed away, moved into care homes.
But which has been nice, because that meant we've now got all families, so it's the
There was no families in the street when I moved.
So you're the original left now. You're the oldest one in the street.
I have been here the longest. Yeah, I do own.
Like,
I
totally
do.
reworded
I
that.
do own the street now. It is
I
mine.
would totally own the street. I would buy some more of these houses for the kids.
We've said that. Buy the rest of the houses, gate it off at the
yeah,
cul-de-sac.
I'm
Love it.
always grateful for our house.
I think we definitely would struggle to find something
Yeah.
that is as usable as ours, I think.
Yeah, we'd be creating it again. I don't think for 1 minute we would find something off the peg.
Off the shelf.
Off the shelf. We would be customising it,
Yeah.
for sure. While we're here, what are we going to do next then? Now we've done this bathroom, shall we do the bedroom? Because this is the ensuite bathroom. So shall we do our bedroom?
There's a plan. There's a plan, aren't we? We've got a plan.
Man with a plan?
No.
Tell me a plan, Chrissy P.
We've got a plan, haven't we?
Go on then.
So the next one is our bedroom,
There you go.
because that needs painting.
You're going to do it the weekend?
No.
Next weekend?
Maybe this weekend.
Shall we go with this colour again?
Yeah, I like this colour. I think it's quite warming, and I think we could quite easily move that into there, and it'd
I
have a
think
nice
it would
flow.
flow quite nicely.
Yeah. And then from there is
Down the stairs.
the hallway and the stairs, which are top of
We
the
do
stairs.
need to
and stuff.
recarpet. It's not just painting there.
It's a big job. It's a big job to modernise it and
I
bring it
think
up
we
to
need,
where
like,
we need it.
New radiator.
New radiator, new carpet,
New
new
lighting.
spindles,
New
new
spindles, yeah.
banisters. It sounds like a wreck, but
But
it isn't.
I actually
it isn't
think
a wreck.
what we've done quite cleverly is we've started with this room,
Mm-hmm.
which is a relatively small job, and now we're building the momentum. So we're going to go into the bedroom, which will be quite an easy little job, and hopefully that will help motivate us to get in to do the hallway, because we've needed to do that for so long.
You do it any time anyway. But as soon as you start painting, you're just
Yeah, you don't
looking
need that,
around
yeah.
the rest of the house going, oh, that needs doing, this needs filling,
It makes
that needs
everything look
sorting,
rubbish, doesn't it?
this needs doing. And the two places that I think are going to be a nightmare is the kitchen extension.
Why?
Because it's fucking huge. It's just a big old space, isn't it?
Dramatic.
It's just a big old
Not
space.
really.
But
You've got
this is-
8 metre door whopping in the middle of it.
Oh, that's true.
Just lick a paint
But this
here and there.
this
you'll be
is
fine. I'll
this
come out with
is
the
true.
skirting.
like, yeah.
I'll do the glossing at the end.
You think I can like do everything, which I love.
No.
I love your confidence in me. But then sometimes I'm like,
do everything.
I can do everything. There isn't anything that I wouldn't give a go. I mean, we have had some issues, haven't we? We've had, you know what I mean, when we had a whopping £2,500 water bill. So
Yeah, you sorted that out.
um,
Chris is very good. Like, it's not that I like have a lot of confidence in you. You just can do it. Like, he'll always give something a go. So whenever something goes wrong, we never have to like ring somebody. Like, Chris will always try and sort it, and normally 9 times out of 10 sort it. It doesn't
that one
always
was
get
that one
something
was
out.
that
Which
was
you feel is quite stressful, isn't it?
that one was a big project though, wasn't it? Really, when you think about it. And we did it in a day. I did it in a day and put it all back together, so nobody actually noticed when they got home. It was all done, wasn't it?
Yeah. When the water leak.
Yeah. Which basically we had
We had a
a.
couple of water leaks. We had one on the
Pipe.
hallway,
Yeah, yeah.
and then one under
But
the
it was
sink.
all in the. It was all the old part of the house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That we had problems with. Basically, we had a water bill come through, and the water bill was ridiculous, wasn't it?
£2,500 or something.
It was bonkers. And basically, we were like, we don't know where, or we haven't used this amount of water, so we wasn't sure what was going on.
I mean, be honest.
Well, to be fair, it could have been. I did blame Sarah and go, how many fucking baths have you had this week?
I was like, well, only 2 today.
Yeah. But basically what had happened is the mains fitting underneath the floorboard, because ours has a void underneath the floorboards, had split. So the water from the mains tap into the mains in the house was split, so it was pouring out. So it's nobody that owns this really.
Casper.
Yeah, just
Wasn't it
cancel.
today?
No, I told them I couldn't go. And basically the pipe had split, but it was kind of in between the mains water tap and our tap, which then meant it was kind of no man's land, wasn't it? It was like, they said it was definitely ours. we were like, well, it's not, because it's not in the property. But then we looked into it, was our issue. And to get to it, I had to take all of the kitchen island out, cut a hole in the floor, crawl down into the small gap. And basically all I had to do was clip it, put a new end on, and push it in. That was it. But we had to, it was a nightmare.
No, you did, I'm only joking. I just got a little, you lost me a bit. It was okay. You could have made that a little bit more.
There was a burst pipe underneath the sink, underneath the floor. We dug an hole, we cut an hole in the floor, and we fixed it. That is literally how it was to you, wasn't it?
Yes, but obviously hours of your time you'll never get back.
Ever. Ever.
But now, nor will my audience.
Sorry. I could have gone into more depth, but I didn't.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm very grateful of that.
It was a
Thank
tough
you very
old
much.
day.
My channel is about positive mindset. It's about mindful living. It's about being grateful for what you've got. Would you like to finish off my video with them things in mind?
Oh, okay, with them things in mind.
Yes, I just wanted to refresh.
So, our home is exactly how we wanted it to be, and we feel super safe and comfortable. And all of the shit that's gone wrong was all good in the end. We fixed it, and it's no longer a problem.
It was a challenge, not a chore.
Yes, so positive. And now we haven't got a £2,000 water bill.
So there's always a positive.
Always a positive. Always a positive. Now I can fit kitchens. I can cut holes in floors.
I feel like you could.
I don't think that's one thing I don't think I'd take on.
Well, a
Fit in
kitchen.
a kitchen.
Oh no, that's a bit scary, isn't it? Especially
Yeah,
if you spent
yeah,
like 10 grand on a kitchen and you're like, right, I'm going to fit it now. That's kind of risky.
No.
I
no,
agree.
I don't fancy that one. That's
But
definitely
painting's all right. My dad always used to say, if you can piss, you can paint.
Yeah, and he was lying. I've seen your dad's painting. It looks like he's painted pissed. I don't think it's if you can piss you can paint. I think it's when you're pissed you can paint. That's how your dad does it. Honestly, there's paint everywhere. You ask Sharon. Get your mum on this channel. Get your mum on this channel, and
They
then.
never sit this long into this video, so it's okay. You're safe. You're in a safe
Do you
place
think
now. Yeah,
what?
Never sit this
Yeah.
long.
Well, okay then.
You can say what you want.
So-
It's free range.
You know what he's like.
Yeah, I do.
Best clothes.
Oh yeah.
Paints in his best clothes.
Yeah.
Paints over everybody else's best clothes. Paint all over the house, and he thinks he's finished when he's not actually finished because he hasn't done any of the tidying, any of the cleaning of the paint, any of that stuff. How many times have you probably had to go around and razor blade paint off
I'm a
windows,
great cleaner.
floors?
This is why I'm a good cleaner. But you are definitely the opposite of my dad. In everything you do when it comes to the household stuff, you are really like tidy.
I think I have a bit of a. When I
Very
start it, I have to be
conscious.
finished as
Yeah,
well.
you're a bit of a
I'm
perfectionist.
better now than what I was. Like before, I couldn't leave. Like I'd try and paint the whole room in a day,
Yeah.
and
But now you know you have to like.
now I know I have to let it dry because
Yeah.
the paint changes and changes colours and
Yeah.
definitely getting better at it though.
So well, thank you for joining
Do
me.
you not do an outwards? Goodbye. Goodbye everybody. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe down here
Oh, I
somewhere.
was supposed to do that at the beginning.
How do you do it at the front?
Yeah, because I don't think anybody watches.
Oh, they don't get to this bit.
So me saying it now is kind of a pointless exercise, but people, like and subscribe if you've got this far.
Yeah, because we're doing all right. You're starting to get some more followers and views. We're doing okay at the moment, aren't we? So,
It's the
like and
fans'
subscribe.
favourite.
Oh, not on my videos, not on our videos. We don't have many views on ours.
I'll bring in Chris, he's the money maker.
But this is a good chance. We have a good chat, and we're away from.
Oh, it's nice to have a chat on here. Should we
Yeah.
do a weekly chat on here then?
No.
Did you put your aftershave on?
What
the
for?
smell-o-vision.
Oh, is it? I can smell me. I don't want to smell me.
I like that we both wore white as well.
Oh, matching. Matchy.
So shall we leave this here?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
If you want more of the fans' favourite, like and subscribe. See you next time.
Goodbye.